Come get on the train.
Wait a minute.
Hit it.
Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast. Yo, let's get going through, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. Welcome on and back again, once again, to the Sports Buffoons Studios here out of Lenexa, Kansas, of course. You guys. I'm feeling a little better this week. Finally, you can hear me talk a little better. I still feel like there's something going on, but it's probably because it's like 0 degrees outside still. But without a doubt, somehow we made it here. This was not the original plan, you guys listening. We actually planned on not having Tanner with us today. Tanner was going to be busy with something else. We were going to be doing a show from a boardroom, as a matter of fact. We had a conference pre-planned at Argosy Casino, and we were in there set up, literally had the camera set up, the microphone set up, and then Tanner gave us a call and said, screw that crap, let's go do a show at my house like always. And here we are in his mom's basement. So, here we go. Tanner Dawson to my right, Jason JG to my left, and good to see you guys.
Good seeing you guys. Glad you're here. Glad we're able to do a show together.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, me too, because we talked about this before or during the pre of the show, right, Jason? About what do we want to do? Do we want to say to Tanner to go F himself, or do we want to go do a show with him, couldn't include him, because we just came off of a great Chiefs victory, so we should be happy today.
A lot of things going on here. The bottom line is that Tanner, this reminds me of James Harden when he was talking about his former GM, Daryl Morey. Tanner, you're a liar.
Oh,
you
yeah.
are a liar. You did lie to us today.
You're not racist, but you're a liar.
And, to be honest with you, after this show, I will never do business with a company that is run by you. I will say that.
Ooh.
But I did.
That's rough.
I did.
I mean, he does own a certain place or a certain thing, I guess. So.
He's a lying piece of shit. But guys, I did find a solution to our little problem that we had the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Somebody at this table right here had a problem with signing Tua to a long-term contract, and I figured out a solution to that. Just let the motherfucker walk, and we're going to bring in Justin Fields. That's the solution. I just figured that out. I actually had a dream.
Worth a shot?
I had a dream about it last night, and that's I feel like that's how they could make things better down there in Miami.
That's your hot take of the day?
Sure.
It's pretty rough, man. I figured you'd come out with something better than that today
No,
to start the day.
just fucking throw Justin. Well, my hot take was that he's a liar, which is actually true. It's not a hot take, but he did lie to me.
Yeah.
And he also lied to me about Tua, which is that they're not going to give him the contract, which they will.
They will give him the contract.
It's a shame.
It's
Go
gonna
Dolphins. Go Dolphins.
Well, go Dolphins. I mean, I don't know. Tyreek seemed okay with the loss to me. So, I mean, maybe
go
we're all
Dolphins.
cool with the loss. There was a certain Dolphin, by the way, that was not happy with the loss. Tanner, I don't know if you saw on Instagram or whatever fucking social media app we use these days. What's his name? Deshaun, one of the safeties for the Dolphins. God, I can't remember his last name right now. Well, he had posted on Instagram, basically, he was out there having his own dinner, and he's so worried about the Chiefs, he posted that he was basically praying to God that someone takes the Chiefs down.
Oh,
And
no, I didn't see this.
This happened, I believe today, actually, this morning.
Okay.
So
That's probably why I didn't see it.
something like that. It was either this morning or last night, one or the other. But yeah, he was saying he's praying to God that someone takes the Chiefs down. And
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
He's praying whenever the Bills, who are in his own division, he's more concerned about what the Chiefs are doing than the fact that the Bills could go to the Super Bowl, which is his own divisional opponent.
So are all the Bengals.
Have we lost all
the
that?
Bengals fans. They're still talking shit.
When you first
When's that?
said the first thing that came out of your mouth was Deshaun, and I was like, okay,
Not that,
so
Deshaun. It's a safety for the,
no,
for the Dolphins.
when you first said that, I thought, okay, so he's actually praying for a happy ending, which is what the other Deshaun would probably be doing right now.
Ooh, that's a good point.
You confused me with
Now,
that.
what's better odds, a happy ending or the Chiefs kicking some more ass playoffs, huh?
Ugh.
She's kicking some more ass in the
I
playoffs.
I think
think-
it's both, man.
I think
It's
either way,
both.
I think
we can bet on both.
I think God probably wants both things to happen, which, I'm fine
Are you
with
talking
that.
about? Wait. That wasn't Devon Holland, right?
Devon? Yeah.
Is that who you're
Not
talking
Devon Holland. Deshaun. Sorry. The last name's
He
out of my
doesn't
head,
know the
guys.
first name. He just
No,
says
I know the first
Deshaun.
name. The first name is Deshaun. DESHAUN. H-O-N.
Oh,
So,
Deshaun Elliott.
Elliott. Yeah,
That's
that's
what it
Elliott.
was.
Well, in Kansas City, we don't allow the name Elliott here because of Lynn Elliott. So that's why. That's why. That was out of my mind.
That's why it's blocked.
Anyways, that's what something that was posted earlier in the last 24 hours. So, that's okay, man. That's okay. I love the fact we're having some haters.
We got tons. There was a Bengals,
that's what I'm all about.
a group of Bengals fans that were making fun of the 13-second game for the Chiefs and Bills, saying, "Oh, well, you guys are happy about the 13-second game of that. Well, we beat you in 13 seconds in overtime." And I was like,
"Yeah, you know
what?
what?
Home threw an interception after they scored or whatever it was, and they ended up winning. It was a 13-second overtime. So."
Yeah, nobody cares about any of those fucking Bengals Chiefs games. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they have 0 rings.
They do.
So nobody actually gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
The same way.
I'm not worried about it at all. The good news is today, guys, is that we were having a full show of all NFL playoffs. So the NFL divisional round of both AFC, NFC, we're going to go over both games, or all 4 games, and then pick winners. We're not going to give you scores today, but we also will have the easy money bet of the week and an update on that. Guys, we did pretty good over the weekend, no doubt about it. I know we'll go into that, and we're gonna work on Tanner, but otherwise, we're looking at the right direction. I think. I mean, hey, hitting 50% is better than hitting below 50%, which means you can make money on 50%. If you're hitting 50%, you can still make money on that. So that's the way I look at it, I guess. For the weekend, Tanner, because we went 3 for 3.
Oh yeah,
3 and 3.
I was
3 and 3.
I was like, man, we're not at 50%.
No, I'm saying we
went 3 and 3.
We went 3 and 3
Correct.
as a group, so
Correct.
that means we hit 50%.
Correct.
So good news. So, anyways, you guys, other than the trash we want to talk, what are y'all sipping on? Because Tanner's got something interesting today, and so does JG.
See, I got myself the Skeleton Theory 13 from Fields and Ivy Brewery. Yes, I didn't pour it into a glass, sue me. Didn't feel like getting a glass out for this one here. So
Does that one got some yeast at the bottom?
it probably does got some
It
fetus
looks-
a little bit.
A little
growing
fetus? No, can I hold it real quick? I'm going to hold it to the light. Because I saw,
Yeah, it does.
look at that, the
Yeah.
bottom. See that filtering through? The unfiltered, I should say.
Because that's the stuff that's there.
There you go, a little yeast cake
it's
for you.
a 7.8% IPA, hazy double IPA, and double dry hop as well.
Right, that'll-
Right. So if you
Lawrence,
wanted,
Kansas.
Pretty solid.
Great
you-
beer. It is great beer.
if you wanted to name that properly, it would be called a yeast infection, Tanner. But that's neither here nor there. I've got the fucking Jose Cuervo fucking pink margarita bullshit. I don't know. It's a random fucking bottle on his wall over there. It's probably been sitting there for 9 fucking years, but I drank it. I'm here for it.
Hey, yeah, it's been there for you, man. There's also an unopened bottle of Jose Cuervo. If you ever want to get real crazy from, I don't know how many years ago. So
about to go on my machine.
that's apparently there.
But anyway, thank you, Tanner, for drinking that yeast infection in front of me. I
It
appreciate
needs
that.
it needs some more grass and Roundup.
I'll bet it
Pretty
does.
good, dude.
Yep.
We'll never forget the fetus beer. We'll
Never forget
that
the
one,
Venus
guys.
beer.
We one time, Tanner and I one time brewed a baby beer, and it turned out to have a little fetus inside of it. So we'll never forget. It was also brewed with Roundup. So it was Jason's.
grass.
It was
grass.
it was Jason's favorite and grass. That was Jason's
another-
favorite beer ever.
That was another day, another time. But
It was many years ago.
at least for today,
We
and
lived.
today and today only, I can at least say there's one new thing that I've never seen on the show before, and that's a fucking yeast infection sitting in a bottle. So thank you for that, Tanner. Actually, I got choked up just thinking.
What do you think
about
about seeing that at the bottom of that bottle like that? I mean, it's thick, man. It's kind of thick down there.
I'll bet it is.
Look at that. It's floating around and stuff.
Yeah,
Does that freak you out?
not really. I mean,
'Cause
infections happen from time to time. It's you got to learn to deal with it in life. I mean, we all have our trials and tribulations going through our life, and you see things that a lot of times you really want to see. You go through other things like the yeast infection that you really don't want to see, but I'm here for it, man.
I'll see if I
I
can
appreciate it. I'm not going to put my mouth on that piece of shit right now, but
I'll give it
I appreciate
the
you
viewers,
showing it to me.
If you're watching on YouTube, I'll try to bring it up a little closer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
show
show
it
it.
on the screen real quick, just so people see.
Show it to AC. I bet he's
It's-
here for that shit.
It's
type of
also,
shit.
so the brewery is on Eastern Lawrence, Fields and Ivy. Great place. I've been there quite a few times myself. I think they have awesome beer there. A little pricey, but hey, they also have great food too. I'm a big fan of those.
Cool space. Cool space.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Let's jump into just a few thoughts real quick about a quick wrap up of Chiefs Dolphins and the game we watched unfold. The super cold, the frozen fish bowl, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if we have a name for it yet or not, but I like the idea of the frozen fish bowl. I think that's kind of the
frozen fins.
I like frozen.
fins.
Frozen fuck. That was a good game.
Okay. I don't know who was fucking in that weather, but it probably would never have been me.
Maybe they're one of the 15 people that ended up being hospitalized.
Yeah, if you were trying to, I bet you could. Yes, that did happen. Those people are probably still undergoing some care right now. But the game itself, I was surprised. The Chiefs to come out right away with 3 passes immediately coming out of the gates was kind of a tone setter in a lot of ways. We went into this game thinking right away start pounding the rock, which they did. They did. Down the stretch and down the majority of this game, Isaiah Pacheco had 24 carries in this game for 89 yards. But Patrick Mahomes went out there and played a very, very efficient game in a really, really tough environment with that kind of weather. Rashee Rice's his usage has really evolved, and I thought they pulled something out in this game that really stood out to me about Rashee Rice, and it was the shallow cross. And it was something that I had not seen much of throughout the whole year. We've seen a lot of Rashee Rice doing these routes that are the quick curls, the quick hitch routes, stuff like that.
Yep.
Of course, there's some slants here and there, stuff like that. But they had designed plays where Rashee Rice is running routes like Keenan Allen. And that's, I think, in this current stage, we're looking at the birth of the Chiefs' very own Keenan Allen in Rashee Rice, where we're seeing the flood out of the other receivers, pushing the defenders up the field through their routes, while Rashee Rice crosses underneath, and we saw him get a touchdown on that very play. I thought it was awesome stuff, and I think Rashee Rice has really evolved so much, and it's spectacular. It's exactly what we asked for all year long, and got 12 targets. Travis Kelce himself had quite a few drops throughout this game.
Shout out to Mahomes there. He could have easily just started giving up there after those 2 early drops.
You can't give up on Travis Kelce.
I'm just stating the fact that the thing that's been bothering you all year long, and your star player does it early on, that could have been such a different trendsetter. But Mahomes didn't let that be. And he kept going back to Kelce, kept going back to Rice.
Your former star player, who is now potentially washed.
Okay,
that's a different story.
We'll save that for a second. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my thing.
But
But I do want to say, Tanner, you're not going to go away from your star player, Travis Kelce.
Just stand the fact, dude.
Look, he's still right now your number 1 target, as he should be, and the guy that draws the most attention, as he should be. If Marquez Valdes-Scantling was to drop 3 passes, or you would have never got 3 passes, drop one screen pass that was right in his hands, it would have been game over as far as the usage of him at that point in the game. But I thought the play calling itself was great.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was a great mix of both things. I thought that Andy Reid came out just ready to kind of stomp on their ass. And then defensively, what can we say, man? Steve Spagnuolo pulling out the best. I'm sure all of us saw there was that one play throughout the game where he's now using the safeties in a rotation pattern pre-snap, and we're seeing them actually switch before the snap, which is really interesting. I mean, if you're a quarterback and you see that happening, because the first read for most quarterbacks, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with kind of how that works, but you want to see what the safeties do immediately, and it's a split-second reaction. Mm-hmm. Basically, as soon as you see what those safeties are doing, it tells you a lot about what the rest of the underneath is about to do. And so when you see that, that's going to give you an idea of where the hole is going to be in the defense. And from there, you can then work your way down with your eyesight. And this is all done within a split second. So whenever you see you see the safeties literally rotating in front of each other and swapping places, the first thing in your mind is like, is this like a double cover 3 at some kind? I don't know what this is. But the snap was then placed right after that, but it's confusing. You know, it's all about Spagnuolo's style of defense, which is creating confusion. And he's a mastermind of it. I mean, I love Steve Spagnuolo. He has everything for this defense.
Personnel to execute these kind of ways of confusing.
Smart players, athletic players, lockdown corners. L'Jarius Sneed basically told Tyreek Hill to go shove it up his ass. Other than he had one long touchdown.
Again, I told you there was going to be something in that range, so there was.
I mean, it was just the whole thing. The defense was spectacular, and it was awesome to see. So that was my thoughts coming out of this game. I don't have a lot of complaints.
No?
This was a complete team game, in my opinion. So what do you guys have to say for it?
Defense was amazing. I think the biggest shocker for me defensively is the fact that, traditionally we look at, since Steve Spagnuolo had joined the Chiefs a few years back, we didn't see a level of consistency. It was always kind of like a slow start type of deal, and then we pick it up in the playoffs. Saw a little bit similar style from Spagnuolo with the Giants, and now all of a sudden we've got this very stable defense, and we are at the point now where we're going to sustain that from start to finish. So that's very exciting for me to watch that defense on the Chiefs just kind of go wire to wire and just be like that unit that you can depend on from start to finish. And I'm still kind of waiting for them to break, and then we kind of switch back to the point where we need the offense. It's not really happened yet. But if we can sustain that defense all the way to the finish, man, like that's, win or lose, I'm going to hang my hat on that for this year, because that's been a lot of fun to watch, just having a defense that we can depend on. What I really want to see is, we talked about Kelsey a little bit earlier, I want to see the passing of the torch, and I want to see it right now, where we're not depending on Kelsey to just kind of carry us to the promised land and just kind of have this shit show offense where we need Travis Kelsey to bail us out. I don't want to see that anymore. If this is the passing of the torch, which I do believe it is, I want to see an even target share moving forward. I do not want to see Kelsey dominate all the targets. I want to see what we've been begging for all year long, which is Rashee Rice to take that next step forward. And the only way we can do that is to just have an even target share in the playoffs between those two. And that's what we saw. I told you guys before that Miami game happened, I said, this might seem kind of like a preseason game to you because Miami's not ready for the cold weather. This might seem kind of like a walkthrough game, even though it's a playoff game. And that's exactly what happened. And I was kind of shocked that I said that and then it actually happened. But I felt like this was a get-right game for the Chiefs offense. If you're going to have a get-right game, you need to do it now, because this is not even a legitimate playoff game. I feel like we have a chance to take another step forward against Buffalo here, because that team, dude, they're fucking hurt, man. They are not healthy. And if we get another chance to make this team even better, I'm not going to say this is a preseason game, because it's not. I said that last week. I don't have the balls to say that again, but let's be honest here. They're not fucking healthy. The Bills are not, especially defensively. And if we can take another step forward in terms of the offense, the defense is going to do what we know they're going to do. We depend on them, and we should be depending on them. But the offensive line, again, in this Miami game, that offensive line has not looked like a playoff caliber offensive line in the regular season. Now, all of a sudden, they looked a little bit better against Miami. So I think we need to carry that forward into this next game. And, it's all about the defense and the offensive line.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping Patrick Mahomes upright. If you can do that, then all bets are off. I don't care if we're playing the 49ers. I don't care how much of a dog we are against any of these fucking teams. If you keep Patrick Mahomes upright, which the O-line was able to do in that last game, all bets are off. I don't care who the favorite is from here on out. We have a chance in every single one of these fucking games.
So, Tanner, also, did it surprise you a little bit that the defense kept Devon Achane to 6 carries for like 9 yards? This is a guy that averaged 8 yards a carry all year long. And then this happened.
Yeah. I mean, just think about the injuries that you took advantage of on that offensive line for the Dolphins. Noddy, Pinnell right out there. I think Pinnell was out there multiple times. Chris Jones, George Karlaftis controlled the end. Like, multiple guys did their job on that front half already. And then you had Nick Bolton, Tranquil, and all those guys right there making their plays. Like, I'm not overly surprised by it because you forced him to throw the ball, but you also forced pressure on Tua. And by the way, how good did that O-line finally look being healthy? Donovan Smith coming back to left tackle.
It was nice
Juwan
to see
Taylor
him.
on the right tackle. It just felt like
Tanner,
a starting
Wanya
line.
Morris has been kind of an issue throughout the pass blocking situation throughout his time period. Run blocking, people might say, yeah, he was doing a good job in that regard.
Well,
but the pass blocking, we saw Patrick Mahomes taking more sacks, and it was half of it was because of Wanya Morris. He was not great down the stretch.
He's more of that developmental piece, and it's just
he's not ready to be the number one left tackler.
Let's be real.
Like it's going to take some more time and off season. We'll see the off season.
I think Donovan Smith came in after being injured for 4 or 5 weeks and looked good. He did have the one holding call, but in the end it didn't hurt the Chiefs. The Chiefs looked like the Chiefs with a good defense, and that's something we were begging for all season long, 17 games. So it was nice to see, the corners played well, secondary played really well. Play calling wasn't too complicated. Hopefully we can carry this over.
That's the main thing. I mean, I felt like going into this recent game that the Chiefs had a lot of confidence going into it and things in their favor, maybe, whatever you want to say or whatever you want to call it. But I think that there was also a point to prove, and especially from Patrick's standpoint. And, you guys saw the logo on the front of our thumbnail today for this show, and you saw the chip cut out of Patrick Mahomes' helmet during one of his runs. And is that not ironic to have that exact looking type of thing chipped out of your helmet while you're in the middle of making a run? I mean, that's interesting to me.
People laugh at me when I say, the Chiefs and Mahomes era has been, pretty close to that Grim Reaper.
Especially right before you play the Bills. Right before you play the Bills coming up, which the game that you were known as the Grim Reaper, that happens in this game, and now here we are.
That we haven't fully broken.
It's ironic, but the big question is it about to be iconic? Because if they run the table from here, like that little Grim Reaper thing, I mean, that's going to be iconic, dude.
Well, because here's what happened the first time, you guys. I mean, we had the 13-second game. Chiefs came back, won that game, then went out and just found a way to screw themselves after that in the playoffs.
Correct.
And so it kind of ruined and dampened the whole Grim Reaper thing. It made it to where it wasn't as fun or exciting as a fan base maybe to rally around the idea of that. But I feel like maybe it's come back. Maybe it's come back. We'll see. But it's something to maybe think about down the road. Maybe I'm trying to grab something out of nothing. I also think there's a chance for it to be something historical that is thought about for NFL history if things fall the way they should, in our opinion.
I mean, the energy's there. We saw the team having fun. We saw everybody in a really good, upbeat mood. Like, there was no dullness.
And here's the thing. We didn't see Travis Kelce sulking like we had seen most of the year.
Yep.
We saw
even with the few drops.
The defense, well, he had his drops, which is frustrating.
Correct.
I'm sure he's mad at himself for that.
I'm saying even with the few drops, though, like it wasn't the same reaction.
He was never just sitting there with this look on his face, like
I can't believe I did
looking
that.
off into space and that kind of thing.
It was hey, I gotta get back out there and help my team.
Here's the thing. That's what's great about this team. There's so much veteran leadership in that regard.
Yes.
That these guys can have stretches in the season. I mean, guys, it was a struggle to see Chris Jones get his 10th sack for the year. I mean, he was fighting for it. Took him to the third quarter, and we were rushing him every damn play. Travis Kelce had under 1,000 yards this year. Patrick Mahomes had his worst statistical year of all time. There's so much veteran leadership on this team that when it comes time for it to really freaking matter, they know how to turn it on. Mm-hmm. They will turn it on. And I know we're talking about Travis's drops, but I tell you what, there's one guy in this team that I believe in more than anybody, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
To always fight for every goddamn yard that comes across that's available, to always make a play when there's a play that needs to be made. I would never in my life bet against Patrick Mahomes against this situation.
You don't.
I might have picked against the Chiefs maybe a couple times this year. But in a crucial situation like we're about to unfold and see this weekend, I'll never bet against them. So with that said, if you want to talk about the Bills, we can.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest difference for me right now is like when you look back to that Bengals loss from a couple of years ago. I mean, we had high expectations for that team. And that team, to me, I mean, I know they'd just come off a Super Bowl loss. They didn't really have a whole lot to prove. And we had a lot of high expectations for them. But I feel like this year, dude, this offense sucks. We've been bagging on them the whole year, even on this show. The offense is shitty. And I think that's the big difference for me is like, me personally, I've got lower expectations for them this year offensively than I did in the year that we lost to the Bengals. And I just feel like they have a lot more to prove. They've got a lot more to prove right now. Not Mahomes, although Mahomes
is right there with it.
Mahomes is in a down year. But nobody's ever going to put this shit on Mahomes. But he's in a down year. You know, the offense has everything to prove, man. And I just feel like we've talked so much shit on them. I mean, it's time for the Chiefs to step up and prove all of us wrong. And I think they honestly will, because I don't think Buffalo is really that good. I mean, we talked about the injuries. I know my friend Starsky is sitting out there listening somewhere. My big Buffalo Bills. My favorite Buffalo Bills fan, he's scared shitless right now. He told me it's because the Bills have 2 fewer days of rest than the Chiefs are going to have. And he was talking about this shit before the Bills even played. He's like, that's going to suck. And I'm just like, yeah, you've got to be able to get your injured team healthy on a short week. And the question is, are the Bills going to be able to do that? And, you know, people make a big deal about Mahomes never playing a playoff road game. Well, he's played big games on the road before in his career, although it's not been in the playoffs. And, you know, it's going to be difficult to hear in that stadium. So, but I don't really think that's going to affect us that much. I mean, Mahomes is going to be doing, you know, nonverbal communication and everything's going to be fine. But I just think that
I'm not even worried about
that.
The
Bills have all the pressure. I talked to you about this earlier, Mike. All the pressure's on the Bills here. The Chiefs,
I fully agree with
the Chiefs, like I will take this all the way to the bank. The Chiefs offense has been shitty the whole fucking year. So we're having a down year. We don't really have much to prove. We're looking like, honestly, if we lost this game or the next, I don't give a fuck. Let's get better in the draft. The Bills, on the other hand, you've never done shit. You have to win this fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say all the pressure is on the Bills, especially being at home. But for me, I mean, it's just like this game has the potential to be a little bit lopsided because I think the Bills are a little bit shorthanded here. They're not healthy. And, you know, I'll give you guys my pick a little bit later, but I'm feeling pretty good as a Chiefs fan here.
What does the injury report look like right now?
So I do got your injury report for Wednesday here. So obviously the Chiefs here, biggest one that did not practice is Derek Nottie. He has that tricep injury. Sounds like it could keep him out the entire rest of the way of the playoffs.
That would suck.
But the replacements there, we got Mike Pinnell. That's why we kind of brought Mike Pinnell in for some depth. Isaiah Buggs, I believe.
Yeah, brought him
in there as well. Neil Farrell has kind of stepped in.
Of course, Tershawn Wharton.
Tershawn, of course. Of course, Tershawn. So, I mean, we got depth there. But, yes, Derek Nottie, though, going out is a big deal. Limited practice, the return of Sky Moore on his knee. He has been activated from the IR, and he is limited practice. Don't know if he'll play, but kind of hope not.
I don't have any words.
Kadarius Toney, hip ankle, he's limited. Justin Ross was limited with a hamstring, and L'Jarius Sneed, calf, was limited. Everybody else was a full go today, including Donovan Smith with his neck injury. So everybody's rolling there. On the Bills side of things here, it's where it gets a little crazy. You have the cornerback Benford, knee. He did not practice today. Terrell Bernard, linebacker, one of many.
Big injury last week.
Did not practice. Gabe Davis, wide receiver, knee injury, did not practice. Tyrell Dodson, Tyrell Dotson, linebacker, shoulder, limited practice. May not play still.
Let's keep in mind, Gabe Davis has been historically a Chiefs killer.
Correct.
In the past.
That's what I'm saying.
Not that Khalil Shakir can't be, because he's also a great receiver.
We've
seen him make some plays in this postseason, obviously, and throughout the season. But Gabe Davis has been an issue historically now.
It's always opened up that Chiefs defense.
Just to point that out.
Leonard Floyd, defensive end. It was just a rest day. He did not practice for veteran. Other than that, your next one is Terrion Johnson, cornerback. He had a concussion. He was limited today here. Look, that's possibly, everybody else was full practice go, including Josh Allen's neck injury. That's possibly, though, another round of injuries in the middle of that defense that could cause issues. And just a reminder, first time we played the Bills, there was no Isaiah Pacheco.
Right.
Who else wasn't there? There was no.
Oh, there was a bunch. We had 7 starters out of that game.
Correct. I mean,
the Chiefs had 7 starters not playing in that previous game. This was just in week 10?
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, there was a bunch of guys out. Nick Bolton obviously was out. I mean, I can't list them all right now, guys.
It's so many, though.
We were missing quite a few players.
But Clyde Edwards still put up 89 yards in the run game. We still put up 234, 35 yards.
Well, the game came down to one play, and we all know that play very well, don't we?
We only lost without those starters because our receiver looked at the front of the ball and didn't realize he was looking at the front of the ball.
And that 6 inches worth of space that he took up put the game in Buffalo instead of Kansas City. So just something to think about.
By the way, quick comment update here. The picked. It says, "What up? Starsky's out here." What's up, Starsky? He says, "I don't think I said scared shitless, but scared, yes."
Well, you should be scared shitless. That's the whole point.
Well, okay. What I want
picking KC. He's not scared shitless.
Always picking KC.
Yeah.
I want to point something out about this game, in particular for Buffalo's sake, is that as you pointed out yourself, that if the Chiefs lose this game, yeah, it sucks. It sucks, and we know the flaws we have on this team.
Go to the draft.
We'll go to
We've
the
been
draft.
talking
We'll
about
go to the
it for
offseason.
weeks.
We
Months.
know exactly what to freaking go after to hit on to fix it, and we're going to take care of it. Just like we did the O-line after the Buccaneers Super Bowl game we lost and got slaughtered in. The Buffalo Bills, if they lose this game,
they can't fix a piece of shit.
This is probably going to hurt them more than they've been hurt ever since the 4th Super Bowl loss in a row. It will go back that far. To where that'll be that far of a deep dig in the Bills because they can find ways to beat the Chiefs in regular season. In postseason play, that's not been the case. Nor have they been to a goddamn Super Bowl with Josh Allen. So if you take another loss to the Chiefs in this postseason, you're gonna feel like, when will we ever get over this hump? When will we ever beat?
Like you're in Buffalo now. You're in Buffalo now.
When will we ever beat Patrick Mahomes? But not only that, but when Joe Burrow is healthy. Or when C.J. Stroud evolves even further than he already is, which we already know he's a great freaking player.
Yeah.
You know, in Lamar Jackson, of course.
Lamar Jackson.
You have all these guys in front of you, and you're the Bills sitting there going, when will we ever get our chance? Because now the AFC's loaded. Meanwhile, we waited for years, for 2 decades, for fucking Tom Brady to get the fuck out of the AFC. Everyone was begging for Tom Brady to leave the AFC so we all had a chance to freaking win a game again.
And then
right?
you thought it was going to be a free-for-all. And now it's not all of a sudden.
As soon as that happened, nope, you're all screwed again.
No, you're fucked.
And so it's
time for the Grim Reaper.
It's going to feel that way. I'm just speaking on behalf of how I feel like Bills fans will feel if they take a loss to the Chiefs in this game.
Gosh, man.
And obviously, me being selfish as a Chiefs fan, I want the Chiefs to win. But man, as a Bills fan, it's going to be rough. It's going to be as bad as that 4th loss in the Super Bowl.
It would break because you're in Buffalo this time around, too.
Yeah, you're at home.
Just think of the reactions,
Stephon Diggs. Remember him watching the Chiefs celebrate the AFC Championship game.
Yes.
Standing out there. And he's done that multiple times now.
Yes, he has. And
multiple situations.
I could see him.
He's getting old. Diggs is sick of it. He's tired of it.
Well, Diggs is gone if they lose this game.
Oh, yeah.
And so is
he's over it.
The entire fucking coaching staff is gone as well.
Diggs is cleaning out his locker as he's getting back dressed. Yeah. Like, plain and simple.
I mean, to him, he's going to be so over the shit.
He probably has boxes just in case, right?
The thing is, like, Diggs is in a good situation. I mean, he's got a great quarterback. Josh Allen's a good quarterback, of course. I don't know where else you want to go other than Kansas City, I guess, to try to win a championship if you don't win this one.
I'd take him.
Go to the NFC?
I'd take Diggs.
Okay, so
You want Diggs up in here next year, Mike? I'll take him.
I mean, I'll take some.
I won't be mad.
And you know me, I asked you, it wasn't that long ago, 2019 or 2020, whenever you gave me a Minnesota Vikings Stephon Diggs rookie card.
Yeah.
Because you know how much of a fan I was of Stephon Diggs himself.
Yeah, he's a great player.
And you know I've always been a fan of Stephon Diggs.
But like think about the over outcome of that for Buffalo too. Like not only, potentially losing your home to the Chiefs again, Stephon Diggs being upset to the point where he cleans out his locker.
He gone.
And also the usage of Stephon Diggs in that offense the last 6 weeks, abysmal.
I don't know.
It's a shame.
You mean last game?
Not last game.
Or
last 6 games of the regular season.
prior to that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like he started
I
out
thought
hot.
last game they were throwing it to him
It
pretty
was
well.
fine, but like the his last 6 games of the regular season, nothing. Like nothing.
One of my favorite things about Diggs throughout his career has been his route running. And I saw that at USC. I saw that at the time, and he was only devalued in the draft because of what they considered to be a lot of personality issues or traits, whatever you want to call them. Some of the hot-headedness or whatever you want to call it, I guess. Screw all that. The guy cares.
No, he does.
We want guys who care.
He's competitive.
Travis Kelce cares too. That's why we used to see him in 2015 and 16 getting pissed off and throwing flags back at referees and making a big scene of himself because he cares. We cared that he cared. I cared that he cared. So his antics might have cost us penalties back in the day.
Yeah, it did.
But back in the day, when we had Alex Smith in 2015 and 16, I was as frustrated as he was. So I understood that frustration. I was like wanting better as well for the team. And, his passion rubbed off, and eventually he matured a little bit. This year's been a little weird, but he matured over time with Mahomes and settled in because, putting up historic numbers, and we're winning a lot of games and Super Bowls. It's hard to be mad at that point. But I think Diggs is the same kind of player. He cares a lot. There's nothing wrong with that.
He wants to win.
There's nothing wrong with
He's a
that.
competitive guy.
But
Nothing wrong.
anyways, that's just my thoughts on the game.
Yeah,
Guys,
should be a fun game.
we're doing our picks on this game, or
Let's do our.
save it.
Let's talk real quick about the other games for the weekend, then we'll do the Chiefs pick.
So do we want to?
How's that sound?
Okay, we'll just predict Chiefs last, and then we'll go down the schedule.
Let's go to the NFC first, you guys.
Okay.
So I guess first game Saturday. Well, not the first game, but it's the late
Saturday night.
The late game Saturday will be the Green Bay Packers, who had an awesome showing, of course, against the Dallas Cowboys. It was a 48-32 victory, I believe, something like that. And now facing what many perceive to be the best team in the NFC, some perceive to be the best team in the league from top to bottom, and the 49ers.
I mean,
So,
it's kind of hard to say that if you're in NFC.
yeah, I mean, guys, how do you feel about this game?
Totally believe in the Packers here. I mean, they're a great young team. Totally believe in Jordan Love. I mean, what more can you want? A guy like that can take over for Aaron Rodgers and be the next, quarterback of Green Bay for the next 15 years or what have you. Great young wide receivers. I do believe in Matt LaFleur. And so I'm all in, guys. I'm all in on the Green Bay Packers here. However, not in this fucking game. I think that I'm talking about the future of the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so didn't mean to get your hopes up there. That was their Super Bowl that they just played. Their season is over. They're thinking about their fucking vacations, going fishing, playing golf, what have you. That was their fucking Super Bowl. That was an amazing win on the road against the Dallas Cowboys, and that's the end all be all. They scored way too many points in that fucking game, and I mean this has the potential to be a blowout. This is going to be a rude awakening in this game for them, and like I said, while I believe in the future of this team, that's only the future. This game right now is going to be a shit show. So if you're going to bet on the 49ers to cover in this game, I'm all for it. It's probably going to be a fucking blowout.
All right. I have a similar sentiment, I would say. When I was in Las Vegas just a couple months ago, I was sitting there at the bar before the Chiefs game, and the bartender was giving me crap about during the game, about how the Packers were up on the Chiefs and that kind of stuff. They had just came off a victory against the Detroit Lions, a Detroit Lions team who does have Super Bowl aspirations. That it finally got their first playoff win in a long ass time, because well deserved, against the Rams. And they went out there and whooped the Chiefs' ass. And it was literally one of those things where they played better. They were outcoached that day. It was structurally just a better team, the Packers were, than the Chiefs in that game. Frustrating as a fan for my sake, of course, but this bartender was giving me crap about this and about how the Packers suck. I'm like, how do the Packers suck? Are you kidding me?
I said that all year long.
This is a really good team, actually. And let's not forget Jordan Love, you guys, has had an amazing improvement throughout the year as well. I mean, we've seen a guy who I thought before the year even began was going to be a total bust and not going to be anything for the Packers going forward, and had proven me totally wrong. And so I think I've seen a lot of improvement in him along the way as a quarterback for that team. But as JG said, kind of stole my thunder with the idea of downplaying and then picking the other side. And yeah, that's what I'm doing too. The 49ers are just too good, man. They're just too good. They got too many weapons, too many guys. I mean, they're freaking out of Chase Young, and you got Nick Bosa, and the defense is unreal. The amount of talent that's over there.
And I've heard people make such a big deal about that 3-game slide that they had in the middle of the season.
Oh gosh!
And I'm just
against
like,
the AFC?
Wow. They want to trash the Niners, and I went back and looked at the game log, and I'm just like, okay, you lost at Cleveland
to PJ Walker,
best motherfucking defense in the NFL. You lost to Cincinnati with
Joe
Burrow, who is an elite quarterback.
We're
in this
on a
league.
hot streak.
You lost to fucking Baltimore, and then okay, are we not allowed to lay an egg? Everybody gets to lay. Are we clear on that? Every team,
again,
if you're an elite team,
it was an AFC team. They lost to
at Minnesota.
Oh, that
at
game.
Minnesota, you're all allowed to lay one egg, even if you're an elite fucking team.
Game.
That was the only, I'll call it a non-quality loss of their entire season. I mean, who gives a shit? The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. They lost to fucking Indianapolis last year when Indianapolis was shitty.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're gonna lose.
So I do not care about that 3-game slide in the middle of the year. It doesn't mean shit. They're an elite team. They are the best team in the NFL. So this game right now probably should be a blowout unless the NFL comes in and tries to rig the thing and said, oh, well, we got to let Green Bay try to cover the game. I don't think it's going to happen.
San Fran's got it covered. There's too many players, too many weapons. If Purdy just doesn't, literally, it's up to Purdy. I mean, just don't be an idiot, and you're going to win the game.
Protect the ball.
I mean, and I'm a Purdy fan myself. I think he's
Protect the ball.
I think Purdy's been a pretty damn good quarterback for that team. But as long as you're not an idiot, you're going to win the game. It's yours, Tanner.
I'm pretty close with you guys. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blowout or anything. 49ers win. They're a team that likes to, turn up on the playoffs as well. We've seen them in the past. That's how they get to the Super Bowl. They get to the conference championships there. But just think of the rest they got. That 2 weeks rest for Christian McCaffrey, massive. He dealt with an injury. Week 17, week 18 he was off. You had the week off last week. That's gonna be huge for your team. And just the rest the starters got, the reset of the mind. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a blowout. I think Green Bay gives everything, but you're going against a Joe Barry defense of the Packers, and it's not a good defense. It's not a very good scheme, and you're going against a very versatile offense that can run the ball, that can pass the ball, and they can do whatever the hell they want. So, Niners win. But I think it's fun for 3 quarters.
Yeah, it's just a couple different things for me. It's just like the Packers' offense is going to regress. And their defense,
I don't know if they necessarily regress.
They're going to regress. Like I said, that was their Super Bowl. But their defense, I don't trust the Packers' defense.
They're just defense at all.
I mean, they're just kind of come and go. They just come and go as they please all year round. So, this is Niners all the way. Probably going to cover that spread.
All right, guys. The other NFC side of things, which will be on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central. You got the Buccaneers, who just had a nice whooping on the Eagles. I loved that game. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed Baker Mayfield going out there and slinging it, and he said, "Screw the check down. I'm going to throw this ball 20, 25 yards every damn play if I can.
Right.
And, that's what he did. I mean, he went out there and played playoff ball.
Played really good.
Played like you wanted to win. God damn it. Detroit Lions. At home, obviously. This one's going to be interesting, you guys. Right now the spread is minus 6.5 for the Lions, but I wouldn't put it past the Buccaneers to make this a game. I mean, this is a weird, sneaky team. We saw them defensively really show up big in this game against the Eagles. They finally stopped the tush push. The one team who could just go out there in that situation.
Grab him by the face mask, baby.
Well, but that was
Grab him by the face
Hold
mask.
on, that was at the end of the play.
No, it was towards the bottom of the play.
That's what I mean.
It's still, you get him down that way.
That's what I mean. They grabbed him at the end, but what they did was they turned his body sideways.
Yes, correct.
So instead of him being able to go up over the top like a dolphin, they shoved his body sideways to where he was in parallel with the line of scrimmage, and that's what kept the ball from going across. I mean, I don't know if that was by design or not. I have no idea. But whatever it was, it worked, and it was meaningful. Once that play happened, you should have known right then and there, boys, that the game was over. The Buccaneers had this thing in the bag. You need to stop the tush push. I mean, I know it's a 2-point conversion, but you're gonna win this damn game. Well, I think it's gonna be interesting, guys. The situation with the Lions and Buccaneers. Don't give up on the Buccaneers. This spread, I would probably take Tampa Bay to cover, but I will take the Lions to win. I think the Lions right now are just better coached. I think they have more of what it takes to win at the moment. And so, to me, I will take the Lions in this win. But it's going to be a close game, guys. I'm talking within 3 points, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take the Lions as well. I kind of have that same feeling with Tampa Bay that I have for Green Bay when they played Dallas. I feel like Tampa Bay in their last game, I feel like they kind of probably felt like that was their Super Bowl. Did you guys hear that interview with Todd Bowles where the reporter asked Todd Bowles, what are you guys going to do about the cold weather next week up there in Detroit? And I feel like Todd Bowles, like he was literally, he had no clue.
Fired, dude.
He had no clue how to respond to that. And I'm just like, he was like, well, you do realize that we're playing in a dome, right? Like he was just dumbfounded by the fucking question.
Coming from Tampa, how are you going to take care of this weather?
A warm weather team like Miami, right? How are you going to play? He's like, yeah, we're probably going to be outside for like 20 seconds getting off the fucking
right, that's
bus.
what he said, 20 seconds.
It's just like, well,
20 seconds to walk into the stadium.
What I would have said, and I'm a complete dickhead. I would have said, you know what? Thank you for asking me that question. I really appreciate you. Like I would have said some bullshit like that.
I would have just done what Mike Tomlin did. Just look at him and walk out. Like,
see, now what would Mike McDaniels have done in that situation?
He would have created some kind of joke.
Oh, he would have had a bigger spin.
It would have been hilarious.
Now Bill Belichick would have walked off the set, right?
Yeah, I would have been just fine with that.
Bill Belichick would have walked away.
Like you just look at the guy and you're just like, I'm not answering this.
No, I agree with you, Mike. I think it's going to be a close game, coin toss situation, but I think it's finally, after all these years, I think it's Detroit's time. Okay, they're not going to win the fucking Super Bowl. Like, don't get fucking carried away. But I do believe in them in this game, and I think they're going to take care of business at home against Tampa. Probably going to be a close game. Definitely would take Tampa +7 if I were betting on this shit.
Yeah, like a close game today,
but
for this game.
I like the fire. I mean, I like the coach, a head coach. I like the quarterback with the Super Bowl experience, and so I'll take the Lions in this game.
All right, Tanner, what you got?
I don't know, guys. I'm a little lost here. They met back on October 15th, right? Lions won 20-6. So they already played once. So they got, tape to follow up on. These players are, a little bit familiar of what they're going against here. And granted, it was in Tampa, but still, you got an idea, right? Let's look at some of the teams that compared defensive-wise. They're not fully Baltimore's range, but look what Baltimore did to them defensively. Look what the for God's sakes, New Orleans Saints, who are good defensively, they almost won the game. For God's sakes, there. Dallas ended up winning that game as well defensively. These Bucks here are ready to play ball, and you got to think about it too. These guys have been playing, survivor ball for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think there's more to it. I think second matchup is a massive deal here in the play here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I don't necessarily trust the Detroit Lions.
They've had some weird
come
games,
out to be
right?
consistent. They've had some weird games. They lost to the Bears.
Tanner, the game you and I went to for the Chiefs-Chargers game, we were watching.
That was the Rams game. Or no, the Ravens game.
Ravens game. And the Ravens, deservedly so. I mean,
correct.
They went out there and did their job. But
I don't put any stock. When they play these divisional games against the Bears, I don't put any stock
I'm just stating that you lost to Dallas. You gave up 24 points to Josh Dobbs and whoever crew. New Orleans came in, or you went to New Orleans, 28 points there. You gave up to Derek Carr, for God's sakes. 29 points to Green Bay. 38 points to fucking LA Chargers. You had to win that ball game by 41. And the way Tampa Bay looked on Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles, granted, the Eagles aren't playing well.
The defense looked
but
good.
Exposed some holes. Mike Evans catches some of those deep passes. Rashad White has been playing really well these last 5 weeks. Shit, I'm going Tampa Bay to win this game.
Is that your official pick?
That's my official pick.
All right.
Wow. All right.
I kind of hope I'm wrong for the fact that I do want to see the Lions get in the championship game.
All right.
But I think Tampa takes it this week.
It's pretty
Crazy.
close. Pretty
Crazy.
close. I'm looking at the public betting here. It's 58% are saying Detroit
58
is going to cover
spread or
here.
money line?
Spread.
Yeah.
No,
So that's one of those things. Still, 58% doesn't really mean anything, but this would be one scenario where I would bet on the public. Interestingly, though, Kansas City Buffalo is now at 50-50. It's a coin toss, which means
we're almost there.
The public and the sharp bettors alike have no fucking clue what's going to happen in this fucking game.
Right.
So
We're
that makes it
there.
interesting.
So our game Saturday in the AFC, obviously, we have the Houston Texans going over to the Baltimore Ravens. Going to be a badass game. I think the Ravens can be a team that just goes out there and demolishes an opponent like the Texans. Mm-hmm. I also think C.J. Stroud puts up such a fight that you're going to have a hard time going out there and just literally obliterating him 30-13. I mean, it's possible, but I think that the Texans are so good because of C.J. Stroud, and what he's put together this whole year has been so impressive. His passing game is on point, and he's taking care of the ball so well. Devin Singletary somehow over the last 10 weeks of the season finished as a top 5 running back. Those are crazy things to me, and I know they got some injuries that they've had so far. I wish we could have seen Tank Dell see it through for the whole season and played the whole way through. Now we're relying on Nico to take things to the next level. But I'm proud of the Texans, without a doubt. I'm proud of the Texans. I do not think they have a goddamn chance against the Ravens, though. I think that probably next year.
Cover 9.5. You think?
I think Ravens probably covered 9.5.
Okay, and I've heard that before. That seems to be the consensus here. The public is 62% on the Houston side, plus 9.5. I do agree with you, Mike. I think that you have to look at the narratives here. I think the fact that you have the league MVP and Lamar Jackson playing for Baltimore, I think that the NFL has to make sure that Baltimore wins this game at all costs, because you can't have the league MVP get a first-round bye and then fucking lose. I mean, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. So if I'm the NFL, certainly I'm going to make sure that Baltimore wins this game. You might see some fucking weird shit in this game in terms of officiating, because I do believe that Houston is probably going to cover the 9.5, and it could come down to the wire. But I do believe that the NFL will find a way to make sure that the league MVP wins this fucking game, and deservedly so. I mean, Baltimore has been playing lights out, basically from start to finish, and so they deserve to win this game. And Lamar obviously deserves to win the league MVP. So definitely Baltimore is going to win this game, but if I was going to pick, a betting line here, I'd definitely take Houston plus 9.5.
All right. Tanner, before you go real quick, I can't read what's going on the screen. Any comments that are new?
Flint Eastwood says, best reporter question. Yeah.
Oh. It was. Referring back to that reporter. Yeah.
I think the Mike Tomlin one was phenomenal too.
By Brooke Pryor, by the way.
Oh, shocker. That first question you get after a loss, and that's what you give. Shocker, Brooke. Way to go.
So I heard this a little bit earlier today. The GOAT reporter question is actually Rafael Nadal after he lost a fucking tennis match, and the reporter said, "So how do you could pull it up if you want, Tanner." This idiot reporter was like, "So how do you feel after your win?" And he's like, "Yeah, I actually didn't win today." He's like, "Yeah, but you had a successful match or something like that," and Rafael Nadal was like, just kind of made this fucking, this fucking noise, because he couldn't believe the stupidity coming out of this fucking reporter's mouth. So you got to look it up. It's like, just look up Rafael Nadal reporter question after a loss, and you'll see what I'm talking.
We'll find
That's the GOAT fucking reporter question.
We'll play it after
if you're talking about
segment.
I guess you would call it GOAT stupidity if you really want to know the truth. But.
Yeah, we'll play it after our playoff segment.
But his response was priceless.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Flint Eastwood also says, "Did we see the last brotherly shove in NFL history?" Very possible.
No, I don't think so.
Very possible.
We'll get to that here in a few, but I'm going to say no real quick just because now that Jason Kelsey's retired and it's been stopped, I don't think the NFL goes into the offseason and ruins it. So
I don't think it's an NFL
That's my
ban.
quick thought.
I just think it kind of dies with Kelsey. So
I mean, the freaking Bills are going to do it this week against the Chiefs.
That's Josh Allen.
That's what I mean.
All right, so we're talking about Houston Ravens, right? Houston Ravens. So they met up week 1, 25-9. Stroud, no touchdowns, no interceptions, still threw for 242. Lamar was 169, had an interception. It was 2 rushing touchdowns and I believe a defense that led the way as well for this game. I think the big part here, looking here at the Baltimore, their losses, Pittsburgh, Indy, and then Cleveland, they don't necessarily score a bunch of points against this division necessarily. Because the Jaguars, even late December 17th, they only scored 23 points, but they gave up 7. Defense is going to be good. I'm a little worried about some teams can have too much rest. You know what I mean? Like too much rest. Because you had the Dolphins game that you blew out right before week 18. And I think they ended up sitting their starters for at least after a little bit into the third quarter.
Yeah,
so you've had almost the whole second half of that game, all week 18, another week after that. And I'm a little worried about that. It's going to cost them a little bit too much rest and less, football time on the actual field in the play. I know they practice, but it's still not the same as going out there. I think this scene is a little bit of a fight. Again, it might be similar to the Packers-Niners where it's a fight to the third quarter, but I think Houston brings it to them well into the fourth quarter.
Okay.
I'm still going with the Ravens pulling this out because they should. It's just plain simple. They should.
You're Justin Tucker, man, for a field goal to win the game, maybe.
Yeah, and that might be the case, but I'm not going to be overly surprised.
Wait a minute. Don't they have Young Ho Koo?
No, Atlanta has Young Ho Koo.
My bad. Was Young Ho Koo with the Texans at some point?
Maybe really early on.
Am I pulling
the last 3 years he's been with Atlanta?
I'm pulling a Stephen A. talking about Derek Johnson.
Did you just say Young Ho? What kind of fucking show are we on right now? He just said Young Ho.
That's a guy's name.
Young Ho Koo.
It's a guy's name.
Young Ho Koo.
Look, I don't know. I think the Ravens do pull it out, but Ryan D'Amico Ryan, the head coach there for Texans?
Yeah, they're gonna bring the defense.
Yeah.
And that's why, if you're talking about an upset, if anybody out there wants to see an upset in any of these games,
this could be the game.
Because we know the Chiefs-Bills, that's a fucking coin flip. There's not going to be an upset on either side. But if you want to see an upset in the other three, this is the game that you're targeting because, obviously Lamar, the Ravens, they're going to have to lay an egg in order for that upset to happen. But I guarantee you that Houston is a defense that we all trust around here. So they're going to bring the heat on defense.
Yeah, I believe so too in that.
All right. So we all got Ravens, but we think it could be a blowout possibly, but Tanner is saying it's going to be a little closer.
I'm looking.
No, right? I don't think it's a blowout.
No?
That's actually we'll get to it later, but I think Houston's going to cover.
No, you should say it now because we're going to do the Chiefs after this.
No, we're not. We're doing our betting. We're doing the betting after that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Tanner, what are you looking up?
I was trying to look up the 2019. I wanted to see if they had a similar deal where they blew out the team right before the final week, and because they were 1 seed, like I want to see that, but it keeps pulling up different crap, so I'm not looking it up. Just curious if there's like a pattern or something,
All right, on the Ravens for that one then, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Chiefs Bills. We talked about it for a bit. Probably the most exciting matchup of the weekend. If you're a fan,
Sunday night,
if you're a fan who doesn't really care about any of the teams particularly, you just want to watch good football, I would say this is probably the number one game of the weekend. Yeah, Sunday night game starts. Thank God it starts at like 5:30 instead of 7:30.
Yeah,
a little 2-hour window. That way, win or lose after the fact, I can still stay up later and watch all the post games. So that's awesome. Thank you, NFL, for that. Otherwise, you guys, we know spread. Have we moved actually now to +3 for the Chiefs?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the official now?
+3 now?
They've moved it, Tanner. So
it's actually moved in the last since we've been on this show. It was 2.5 when we started the show, and now it's to 3.
The original lines coming out as soon as this game was announced was over under 47. The spread was +2 Chiefs. Those were the official lines when they first came out. Those things have all moved drastically. I mean, well, you could say drastically, but especially the over-under.
DK still.
Due to some of the weather aspects we're going to see unfold.
That's insane.
Well, the weather's going to be perfect. It's going to be sunny out there. I think the high is like 25 degrees, but there's not going to be any precipitation on Sunday.
Like during the game. So
no,
it's all beforehand, right?
The weather.
The complaint is the Bills can't
practice right now because there's a travel ban that's going to be in place to go to and from the.
Wait a second. Travel? Did they not get vaccinated? Is
right.
That why they
you got to get your jabs, and then you can travel to.
Well, the Bills.
You got to remember it's New York, so.
But the Bills were the first team to be 100% vaccinated, so they should be allowed to travel.
Well, Mike Edwards said that too, but then that never happened.
So is it the wind? I mean, what are we looking at? Wind on Sunday? Because that's the only possible thing that I can see out there.
The travel ban is so much snow that apparently it's going to be unsafe to travel.
I would say that if it is windy, the Bills are going to have some issues because I saw that shitty-ass kicker do that fucking shitty-ass 26-yard field goal, and I thank that guy. Like, the guy's my hero because I made like a huge bet on that game for the Steelers to cover, and they covered it by 0.5 point, all because of that shitty-ass Bills kicker that doinked a fucking 26-yard. I was like, what the hell just happened in this game?
And let's keep in mind their punter is injured as well. They brought in a new punter for the week. So some of the special teams aspects could be an issue a little bit for the Bills, which are going to be very important in a game like this, going against the top defense. So some things to keep in mind. So the over-under to me is very interesting as well, but not that I'm going to touch it yet. But, guys, all right, let's make our pick. Here we are. Chiefs-Bills, AFC divisional round for the evening game. Tanner, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first here. I think it's going to be, once again, an epic game, an epic matchup. Both offenses come alive. The defenses, I think both of them will kind of struggle, and it's going to be weird for the Chiefs to see it. I think it's the one game where you're going to see Josh Allen do Josh Allen things and Patrick Mahomes do Patrick Mahomes things and keep drives alive, tire each other out, essentially. I'm going high score here, guys. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting game here where both teams are fighting for their lives. So give me we can do a score, right? So
yeah,
35-33 ball game.
Ooh, shit.
Went really high. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
I like it.
Interesting.
Epic game once again.
Hey, if that's the way it is, but you didn't pick a winner, did you?
Oh, sorry, Chiefs.
Thank you. You said the score, but I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Sounds good to me then. What do you got?
I'm thinking the exact same thing as him. I'm a little bit lower. With all the Buffalo injuries that they're dealing with, Chiefs are going to put up some points in this game. And I don't care what the final score is. The Chiefs are going to score 31 points. So my final score,
for 31
he's got
points.
more than that. You thought it was going to be more than that. I've got the Chiefs 31. And I don't think Buffalo should normally be able to score in this game, but I do believe that they're going to get some help. They're playing at home. The officials are going to help them to the fucking limit and give as much fucking help as they can.
I actually haven't looked yet.
We should probably look at that.
The referees yet.
So
it's out there.
I don't believe in Buffalo's. I don't believe in Buffalo's ability to score high points in this game, but they are going to get some help from the officials. I can promise you that, which is the only reason why I'm going 31-28 Chiefs. No way in hell it should be that close. Chiefs should win this game by fucking 10 points, but it's not going to happen. Because I feel like the entire world feels sorry for Josh Allen, and they probably should because, I mean, he's kind of like a poor man's Cam Newton at this point. You look at, we've talked about this before. Cam Newton won the league MVP. Cam Newton made it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't done any of that shit, but we look at him as the white version of Cam Newton. Well, I view him as the poor man's version of Cam Newton because he hadn't done shit. Well, this is the game where you need to do shit if you're an elite quarterback in this league. Is he going to do it? Probably not. I've got the Chiefs winning this game. But the officials, the corrupt NFL is going to do everything that they can to try to help the Bills in this game, to at least make it competitive. They might fucking let them win the game. You know, who knows what's going to happen. But it is going to be a high-scoring game, guys, and so I'm going to go 31-28 Chiefs.
Okay. For me, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go a little less than you guys. I think it's going to be Chiefs 24-23. So a 1 point difference. I think it's going to be that close. I think the battle will come down to the wire. It's going to come down to one play, one possession kind of thing. So that's the way I see it unfolding. Is nothing super high scoring, nothing that's a blowout. I'll be shocked if the Chiefs offense can muster up 35 points like you're referring to. That'd be awesome.
I would love to see it, wouldn't you?
I don't know. It depends on how much Sky Moore and MVS are out there. But
we just kind of went down the ladder here. He had 35. I had 31. You had
24.
You went down the ladder.
I went pretty far down.
20, you went down the ladder.
But I had 24, 23 Chiefs, which the 23 that the Bills are going to get right here, that's a historic number for this season for the Chiefs defense.
It is.
Let's keep that in mind.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's keep that in mind. That 23 points
It's going to be weird.
Means the Bills did their freaking job.
Oh, yeah.
Means the Bills did everything they freaking could in this game to put up 23 points on this Chiefs defense.
You're good at guys. You're going to see some flags.
I'm giving them credit while I'm saying you guys are going to go ahead and suck it. So
let me give you the other reason why you guys are going to see some flags in this fucking game. Do you remember what happened immediately after? Not immediately, but after the 13 seconds game between the Chiefs and the Bills, they changed the entire fucking rules.
They did. Yeah, they did.
You know why? Because we had a bunch of Bills Mafia fans out there that were piss poor, butt hurt, and they complained to high heaven until the NFL changed the fucking rules in order to appease their injured pussies, those Bills fans, that it just kind of, you know, they were butt hurt that they didn't get another chance to win the game at overtime. So they complained enough, and the NFL changed the rules. Well, guess what, Bills fans? You don't have any fucking excuses this time. Get it fucking done or shut your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear about this shit ever again.
All right. There we go. That was the final words from Chiefs fans before the game, I guess.
Dave,
at least not here on a Wednesday anyway.
Dave says Hercules and Buffalo was pissed about it. Because there's like, if I remember right, it's like Buffalo usually has like the most penalties with them.
I'll have to look into all the stats.
I can't remember. There's some.
I normally look into all the stats before the show on the referees.
Oh, that's what it is. Pat's 8-2 with Hercules.
Okay, well, I'll look into all the stats after the show, I guess, on the hockey.
You guys
hadn't even thought about hockey yet.
I'm not going to go into the whole thing. You don't understand how pissed off I am when my team, win or lose, the team that starts fucking complaining, they change the entire rules of the whole fucking league based on one game. It happened to me back in 2013 as a San Antonio Spurs fan. Even though like the Spurs actually were winning in that series, they eventually lost. They changed the rules of the entire fucking league because some little bitches out there who felt a little bit butthurt, they started complaining. They changed the rules of the entire fucking league. The exact same thing happened after that 13-second game in the Bills and the Chiefs. So, you know what? You guys, you fucking Bills fans, you fucking deserve to lose this game because you're fucking pussies. You complain about every fucking thing, and I'm done with you dumb motherfuckers, okay? I feel sorry for you for losing your 4 fucking Super Bowls in a row, but get over yourselves, okay? You lost the 13-second game. Why did you feel the need to be a little bitch tit and complain so we could change the rules of the entire fucking NFL so you can get your little pussy ass overtime rules? I hope you're happy now, and I hope you get the shit kicked out of you right now, you pussy.
Well,
I was just gonna.
And by the way, Starsky, this has nothing to do with you. You're still my best friend. This is just to the rest of Bill's Mafia.
all I'm going to do right now, after hearing that, is what Josh Allen did after going up 1 score before the 13 seconds, which is, and that's it.
I was just gonna say, don't be surprised if Buffalo loses this game, and the Finns and the Bills combined their support to go to neutral sites so everybody can practice and play the same.
Ooh, there you go, Tanner. Neutral sites. That
Neutral
sounds good.
sites for the playoffs.
How about we need all neutral sites when you play Patrick Mahomes?
Can we just be all
for the
fair?
interest of fairness.
Just go at it.
Equity. I do like equity.
Yeah.
Has to
That's
be
a term
dome
that's...
or south.
Equity is a term that's been thrown around the last couple of years, and I do believe in equity. Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
Neutral
right.
sites.
Well, there's our official NFL playoff predictions for divisional round weekend. So, guys, we will also go ahead and jump over to our easy money bet of the week. Tanner, you have our stats somewhere along the line. I feel like I've come back from the depths, and I'm doing pretty good now. I think that us as a team, we
right.
could still do better.
You're
God
the
damn it.
leader.
I'm now the leader.
You're the leader. You're on the fucking leaderboard, man.
I'm
You're
now
number
the
one.
leader of the group. We all need to do better. We all need to do better.
Maybe that's why I'm pissed. Maybe it has nothing to do with the rules in the NFL. Maybe I'm just pissed that you overtook me on the leaderboard, man.
Well, I've got pretty serious about coming back.
I got some hard feelings coming out of me right now. You need to bring it out of me, man.
Look, I was pretty serious about coming back. I cared about getting my picks right, and I did.
Well, you did a good job
So-
of that.
You're on a 3-game win streak, dude.
Should be more than that by now. So,
Well, it's not. It's 3-game
No,
win
what I'm
streak.
saying is I'm challenging myself to continue to whoop ass. So,
All right, so let's get a recap here going in for wild card weekend here. JG had the Chiefs -4. That was a victory, but the Steelers +10 could not come through. And like Mike Tomlin, walk away. Mike out here hit both of his picks. He had the Chiefs under. Chiefs Dolphins under 44.5. That hit. And the Kelsey over 56.5 yards.
Easy.
Hit as well. My 2 picks did not hit because the Rams choked in the first half, and the Eagles didn't realize A.J. Brown wasn't going to play because that didn't get announced till Friday, so that didn't play. So we lost both games for my picks here. So batting 100 for the wild card weekend is Mike, which is nice, but that puts him at 53% for the year, leading the group. JG at 52. And myself back down to 43. It puts us as a group as 48% for the year.
all right, Tanner, got faith in you, man. I'm not giving up on you yet because college games are over. So I at least feel like now that that's over, you can
So the
focus
Kansas
in.
Jayhawks play
No,
this weekend.
don't do that bullshit. Do not do that bullshit. I don't care if it's basketball or not.
It's go time, man. It's NFL only.
Come on.
It's just NFL, dude. That's all
NFL
we're
only.
picking.
Only NFL games for this weekend. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go with it, man. I've got my little, I like to call it my Russell Wilson playbook. You remember that guy, Russell Wilson?
Well, you need that like Russell Wilson does.
Used to play for the Seahawks. Now he's on the fucking Broncos. Told Sean Payton that he didn't want to wear the fucking playbook on his arm. Well, I'm doing it
He was
right
too
now.
good for that, but you're not.
Yeah, he was too good for that. I'm gonna do it for you, Russ. I got my playbook here. I told you guys a little bit earlier. I'm eyeballing that Houston at Baltimore game. We all know all these fucking games are rigged. I mean, most of them are. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are. Houston at Baltimore. like I said, I do believe in that Houston defense. This game's fucking rigged. Baltimore's probably going to win, but I've got Houston +9. The NFL is going to keep this game close. They're going to try to create the illusion that this is a competitive game when it's really not. I mean, Lamar's going to dominate this shit, but NFL and their crony officiating crews out there, they're going to make sure that Houston covers the 9 points. Give me Houston +9.
There you go. What you got, Tanner?
I'm going to just stick with the easy one, or hopefully will be easy.
That's the point of this.
Well, it's always the point. I pick the easy ones, and they don't fall. Chiefs money line, Chiefs +3 is what I'm picking this weekend here. I'm just very confident on the game, and I think I'm going to just double dip. You have Texans +9?
Okay. Here we go. What can we say, guys? We're going to double down on that. I'm going to help Tanner get a win. We're going both.
I don't need your help.
No. Here's the thing. What's going to happen here is you're going to get your bet right. You're going to get your bet right. I'm going to get my bet right. We're going to be at 50% as a group, which is all I cared about all freaking year. I'm going Chiefs +3. Give me that +3, guys. Come on, are you kidding me right now? In a game like this, in a meaningful game, and the Chiefs are not a team that goes out there and just lays an egg, especially in the playoffs. I mean, we're just not going to do it. This is not a thing that we do here in KC these days. Andy Reid's not known for that. We're also a team that's not going to allow that kind of crap to happen. So, for me, Chiefs +3. We could see a push, of course, but I see nothing worse than that. I mean, I see no way. I'd be shocked if the Chiefs lose by more than 3 points in this game. I feel good about at least being within 3, one way or the other for sure.
I liked C-Mac's touchdown this week, but it's like -323. So
no, you can't do that.
You'd have to fork some money down.
That's like too easy for the too easy bet.
Did Tanner just throw the red fit challenge flag at Mike?
Yeah, throw it, man. There
Pretty
it
much,
is,
dude.
right there. Throw it.
I don't know what he's challenging. I don't know what you're challenging, Tanner. Tanner, I've been challenging you all year with your damn football bets.
You're saying I'm not picking easy picks. I'm picking all the easy picks, and they're not falling.
We need to talk about this in the off season.
It's easy.
We'll go back to the drawing board.
You asked me to pick easy picks. Those are easy.
Stop
picks.
picking Appalachian State.
I didn't ever pick that.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, did I?
Oh, I remember
but
you
they
did.
They won.
No,
that one won.
Say, crap like that is what needs to stop.
Because they're smaller schools. Because I had to pick Georgia.
You don't watch these schools every week, Tanner.
I tune in.
No,
I follow them.
No, that's what I mean. I'm
Tanner?
picking goddamn shit I'm watching every goddamn week.
James Madison was 11-0.
I want to know what his percentage
11-0.
was strictly on the college bets. Because
No,
is it lower than 43?
We already talked about it.
You do know that I was 100%, right?
Yeah.
You know I was 100%
I know
on
what you
college
were.
bets. You piece of shit.
I know what you were.
Do better next year. Or don't do your college bets at all, man.
I picked the best college picks out there, and they didn't drop.
I think highly of you, and you let me down. That's all I'm going to say.
But outside of the show,
you can do better.
I'm
You can do better.
phenomenal.
No,
This show, apparently,
outside of the show, I can't stand you. You're a piece of shit. But I think highly of you on the show, and I do believe in you. I believe that you can do better.
outside of the show, I was great at my college picks. I can't do it on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Stay away from college next year.
Time you guys want to know picks, go sit on the couch with Tanner. He'll tell you what to do.
Yeah, just do your.
See what happens.
Just think about the Royals.
Yeah, I hit some.
Do some Royals picks coming up. That's all I know.
Well,
Royals
we're
picks?
2 months away, right?
I'm not
3 months
picking
away.
Royals.
So here we go.
They might win 82 games, is what I heard.
All right, stop.
Well, he'd be better at that.
That's because you're talking to your brother too much. He's full
No,
of
not
crap.
even him. Not
He's
from
full
him.
of shit.
It was an article I read.
He'd be better. He'd be better at that than his fucking college.
His
football
brother
picks,
said
man.
Royals over 500 to me.
I'm waiting to see.
I'm
fine.
just saying that's what he said.
That's fine. Whatever
See it
he
to believe
bets, whatever he bets in baseball, it'll be better than his college shit.
No, I'm not betting.
Yeah,
I agree
don't-
with that.
I don't
actually.
bet baseball normally.
How about guys? How about we? So at the end of the NFL season, we can cut off where we ended total and see how it lands, and we'll keep it in the record books, I guess. But then it'll be what, NBA time or what? What are we going to bet on?
NBA, college basketball.
And college.
But you can't do it. You can't do it like
I'll
we're
bet
doing.
on
No, you know
NBA,
what? I'm
dude.
actually interested in doing this because
No, you can't.
No, I'm the buffoon during the NBA
No,
season.
you don't understand. You can't bet college basketball, or you can bet college basketball, but you can't bet NBA on a Wednesday for a Saturday game.
Well, I wouldn't do that. We would bet it for like the next day.
That's dumb. I'm not
Or
doing
the-
that. Because there's sometimes not matchups for Thursday, and you still don't know who's starting or playing.
Well, NHL's out there, I guess.
NHL, you have a better chance.
If we're going to start watching the games, I'm not going to tell people what to do if I don't watch a game.
But you don't know who's in goal, and that's the issue as well for NHL until that day usually.
Well, fucking bet on table tennis.
So
man.
maybe
they got
hold
table
on.
tennis. Table tennis goes on all the time.
So maybe
man.
we'll just pause the easy money bets until baseball starts.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that
After the NFL season. So it'll end in February. We'll just pause easy money bets, and then in March, late March, obviously.
But no,
so
then you're doing
so basically,
then you're doing
months.
March Madness. Then you're betting on March Madness.
Well, then we're doing
on
March Madness stuff.
You're gonna bet on March Madness?
I'll do. Yeah, you can do easy money all day on that shit.
We'll just pick back up on March Madness.
We'll take 1 month off from easy money bets after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then get back into some crap like that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, whenever the NFL's off, how I do record-wise with my picks, because I'm still going to put effort into it and want to do research.
Well,
but
yeah, we all do research, I hope.
Sometimes I wonder. But
dude, just play black. You can play blackjack. Do
we need to review the shows?
Tanner,
do you want to break down the detail I gave you on every single
take
pick?
a month
last
off.
year, was I not 55% or better? I was. Of course I was.
I'm just telling you.
And the NFL last year.
You act like I didn't get. You act like I just said James Madison minus 11.
I get to make fun of you right now because you probably will get to make fun of me in a month or two.
I ain't gonna make fun of you in a month.
I'm saying you could.
No.
If I'm
take a month off, dude.
No, if my percentage is 40%,
try to give this guy
on my
some
easy
advice,
money,
dude.
I'll be pissed.
Take a month off.
I want people to win money. I want to win money. I'm betting on this too.
That's what I'm giving people money.
He already
You're
said.
losing your own money.
Oh, geez.
I know, because they keep falling through.
He already said he wants to take a month off from sports betting. That's fine. That's when you start counting cards in the casino. You take a month off. You count cards in the casino, and we always get free
into
fucking money, dude.
We always get into this topic.
No, you just start counting cards for a month.
No, not
it's
that.
Easy
just start
shit.
college bet. All right, anyways, back into it here. Starsky says, good news for Buffalo. You are all on KC.
Probably is.
I felt like that whenever he said he was picking the Chiefs.
Probably
Damn it, Starsky. Dave says, Jesus. Ed Hockule thrown.
Ed Hockule?
Hockule.
Did I just say Hockule?
You said Hockle.
He said Ed
You
Hockapalugi.
got me all fired up now.
His last name is Hockapalugi.
Hockapalugi. He thrown 347 yards and penalties in the last 4 Bills games. He officiated.
Well, what did I just fucking tell you? I said, get ready for the flags. The game's fucking rigged. I mean, all of them.
For the Bills. Against the Bills.
No, I mean, that's fine.
Oh,
but
it's rigged either way.
Either way.
You're going to see flags to help them get it to 31-28 is what I'm saying.
Starsky says, I read the article as well. I'm sticking to the injuries excuse, not the ref excuse. And Starsky also said, I don't want the easy money bets to go away. We have the Royal Rumble coming up. Dude.
Whoa! Now we're talking, Starsky.
I'm pretty sure that's this weekend, isn't it? Or is it next weekend?
I think it's next weekend. I have YouTube TV, but no, Peacock, guys. You guys have Peacock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Who doesn't have fucking Peacock?
I don't know, man. Everyone had to get Peacock last week.
Half of fucking Kansas City.
Well, I get Peacock every year for the WrestleMania because that's the one pay-per-view I watch every year. But I also enjoy the Royal Rumble. So it's the 27th. Is what Starsky's saying.
Yeah, 27th.
So I'm all about it, man. I'll be on that Peacock. So
we can bet on that shit.
We
do our
could.
Easy money bets.
Who's gonna win it? You know, does CM Punk come through with it? Does
is The Rock in the Royal Rumble?
I don't know if he's in the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. He came back for a minute. I don't know if he's in it, but I know CM Punk is involved.
Cody Rhodes, I think, might be involved. That he's a big name right now.
Yeah.
We talked a little about it Monday with Jim. I can't remember everybody's name that came up, but there's a few storylines.
I need to check back in. What I do as a former WWE fan is I will check back in roughly around after the Royal Rumble normally and see how things are going, like see how much I care and want to invest into watching Peacock WrestleMania every year. And I mean, I always do. I mean, I always find WrestleMania fun as hell. I make it an event. I tell my girlfriend it's the best thing in the whole world, and sometimes a titty pops out, and it did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, these days, like, I don't know, I'm not in the know like I used to be in the know. I mean,
we talk
still
about it on
love
Monday
it, but
nights, but I'm not following the storylines very well on that. I know The Rock. I know there might be there's a two series again, or 2-night WrestleMania, and that The Rock and what's his name? The Superman punch.
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Are possibly going to be night one, and the winner of that goes to night two.
My issue is so many of my favorite wrestlers went to AEW, and so I don't know who's in WWE anymore compared to AEW, and so like I lose track of all that stuff. So I don't know who's in currently WWE who's like on the rise and like actually going to be some kind of interesting.
Fun
character.
thing here. Apparently, Dolph Ziggler is bringing up is it TNA Impact or whatever it is over there on that other network outside of AEW. But Dolph Ziggler has a different name, but he's apparently building up a little bit of a watch for that wrestling program there.
And what's he doing that much different than we already saw for like 6 years?
They're just allowing more freedom.
I guess, but I mean, see, what was unique back in the day, not to get so crazy, guys. So WWF, WCW, ECW
Correct.
all had their own unique style of wrestling.
Is it ECW then?
Yes, ECW was around there in that time period. ECW was so unique because it was that chaotic, crazy.
Oh, it was hardcore.
It was
all
that
the time.
mid-late 90s wildness where you could just do whatever the hell you wanted. It was edgy as hell. You got guys out there doing crazy things. Lots of blood, of course, lots of gigging, stuff like that. And Paul Heyman was just a freaking genius. WCW felt like a little more of that straight edge type of wrestling, in my opinion. Meanwhile, at that same time period, WWF was going through the Attitude Era, which was also trying to then kind of combat in their own way with ECW and that style at the time. So you saw a lot of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out and Vince McMahon, the feuds, Triple H, DX coming out with their whole style. I just thought it was interesting, a time period. I don't know what you can do in today's world that's ever going to match what we saw 25 years ago.
It'll never match.
So, like, in my thought then is, what's the point in watching these other things like TNA when TNA had their run? It was over. AEW's better.
It's the entertainment part of it. Watching good wrestlers in the end.
I know, but I don't have time for all that. I don't have time for all that.
You have to ask Jim Behringer because he follows it all.
When football's over for the year, I'll check back into wrestling.
Yeah.
But I will try to watch Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Although it's the 27th, isn't that freaking NFL games?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Saturday. No, NFL games are on Sunday that day.
Yeah, we can bet on it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We can bet
So
on
it's
that.
a
bullshit.
Saturday.
We can see the favorites.
So
Easy money. We'll do easy money bets.
We'll bet our Royal Rumble winner.
The NFL championship games are on that Sunday the 28th. So Royal
So we're
Rumble
good.
27th. Hell yeah, I'll be at home watching Peacock then. Watch my Royal Rumble. Hell yeah, I'm all about it. All right, guys. I didn't mean to get off on a little tangent, but just speaking outwardly, I guess.
We like to bet on bullshit, no matter what it is.
We got the cork.
Bottom line.
How about this? Next week, you guys will bet on our favorite Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be our bet.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
of the
we'll
week.
do that.
We'll add the easy money. We're all going to pick easy money, and then we'll add the Royal Rumble winner. Who we're going to pick.
Let's do it.
So it sounds like a good idea.
Thank you for that, Starsky. For that
All right.
wonderful idea.
Since Tanner wasted a lot of time for us tonight, and
I wasted a lot
we
of
had
time.
booked
Yeah, what a piece of shit
a
that
full
guy is.
boardroom meeting, as a matter of fact, to set up at Argosy Casino. Went upstairs, opened the place up, got a whole room, had everything set up. Our tripod was set up, our microphones were set up, and then Tanner told us to come here anyway. So now that we spent all that time doing that this evening,
He is a liar, and I would never do business with a guy like Tanner in any other company for the rest of my life.
Well,
I gotta say we
Let's
gotta.
hear it. We talked to AFC, NFC. We did
All of it.
easy money bet, Chiefs.
That was it. We don't have time for anything else, Tanner. You wasted all of our time.
I don't care about the National Day. We can skip that.
We don't need to do that today.
Was there something else?
Oh yeah, the National Day.
We don't need to do the National Day. Well, no, we don't need to do that today.
That's not, we can
That's
do that
okay.
next
We can
week,
skip
man.
that one today.
Maybe we did talk it all.
That was it. That was it, man.
You just did a 3.5 hour show, Tanner. What the fuck?
Yeah.
3.5.
This could have started. You understand? This could have started 2.5 hours ago.
Do you know how
at
slow
Argosy
you guys
Casino?
are?
Huh?
You guys should have already been started before I texted you.
Well,
we
they
were
fired.
we were 5 minutes from starting.
Yeah,
My-
I know what your 5 minutes are.
my
The
bartender.
tripod was on the table.
We start our 5-minute warning at 8:30, and we hit 9:10 is when we hit live.
My bartender from the last 5 years got fired, and I just found that out today. So I don't know how you can expect me to come in here with a clear mind and try to talk about all of your bullshit that you want to do.
I don't expect you to come in.
It's like T.O. You remember
Ever.
Terrell Owens back in the day? That's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback.
Right.
This is my fucking bartender got
That's
fired,
my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
And I should have been crying, and I did cry on this show as I started talking about the Bills Mafia, and that makes me cry sometimes.
He had to have some little white girl serve him today. And we're pissed about that. So this has been a very emotional day for him.
Not today, guys. Not today.
All right, well, we got to get out of here, I guess. So that'll be it for today, I guess. We'll be back next Wednesday, right, Tanner?
Next
here?
Wednesday.
Where should we set up at?
Right here.
Thank God.
Right
Now
here.
we know where to go. If anything surprises coming up, we're coming here anyway. We'll be here. Someone's going to answer the door, right? I hope.
I don't know.
Hey, we can have access to the back door right here. Just come in here and set up and do everything.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Hey, test us out. Test us out. How about you go to the bar for a night? Let's see what happens.
Let you guys set everything up and get it all ready.
You go to the bar down the road, and I want to see. We'll set up. You can watch us from over the bar.
I'm gonna have this live.
Perfect. I love it. I'm excited, and I'm ready
to do it.
We gotta go to work tomorrow.
Can y'all just shut the fuck up?
Get out of here, man. I'm sick of this crap. All right, man. I'm sick of it, man. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Outro, bro.
This is getting old, man. I'm sick of this crap.
Christ,
Flying bastard every freaking weekend. Every freaking time.